Hello everybody, welcome to Nederland. I'm about to take you on a wild ride through one of the coolest, most underrated countries on earth. Yeah, you heard me right, we're talking about the Netherlands. Forget what you think you know about windmills and tulips, alright? I mean, those are cool and all, don't get me wrong. But there's so much more to this place than meets the eye. We're talking vibrant cities, stunning canals, art that'll blow your mind, and food that'll have you saying lekker. Over the next few minutes, I'm gonna be your guide, your hype man, your Dutch uncle, whatever you want to call it. We're gonna hit up the must-see spots, the hidden gems, the whole shebang. So buckle up, grab your stroopwafels, and get ready for an adventure, because we're about to dive headfirst into the Netherlands. Trust me, by the end of this video, you're gonna be booking a one-way ticket faster than you can say Vincent van Gogh. Let's do this thing. First up, we're hitting up the big leagues, the city that needs no introduction. Amsterdam. This place is electric, a whirlwind of activity, stunning architecture, and a liberal vibe that's contagious. You know what I'm saying? Look, if you're someone who thrives on energy, who loves exploring on foot, biking through charming streets, Amsterdam is calling your name. It's a city best experienced by getting lost in its maze of canals, stumbling upon hidden courtyards and quirky cafes. And don't even get me started on the art scene here. Van Gogh, Rembrandt, Vermeer, these guys knew what was up. The Rijksmuseum, the Van Gogh Museum, you're going to be drowning in masterpieces. Seriously, schedule extra time because you'll want to soak it all in. But Amsterdam isn't just about museums. It's about the vibe, the people watching, the feeling that anything goes. Whether you're chilling at Vondel Park, browsing the Albert Kuip Market, or just soaking up the atmosphere, Amsterdam will leave you buzzing. Now I know what you're thinking. Amsterdam, isn't that the coffee shop capital? And yeah, it's got that side. No judgment here. But Amsterdam is so much more than just that, alright? For real, take a walk through the Jordaan district with its narrow streets and independent boutiques, or explore the trendy De Pijp, bursting with international flavors and hip bars. This city has layers, my friends, layers. Don't miss out on a canal cruise. Seriously, it's touristy, but for good reason. Seeing the city from the water, those crooked houses, the houseboats, it's like stepping back in time. And if you're feeling adventurous, rent a bike, blend in with the locals, and experience Amsterdam like a true Amsterdammer. Look, I could spend hours talking about Amsterdam, but we gotta move on. Just promise me you'll try some bitterball and those delicious Dutch meatballs and maybe a stroopwafel or two. You won't regret it. Alright, next stop. Rotterdam. Now, this city is something else entirely. Forget quaint canals and cobblestone streets. Rotterdam is all about modern architecture, cutting-edge design, and a gritty industrial vibe that just oozes cool. See, Rotterdam was heavily bombed during World War II, and instead of trying to recreate the past, they embraced the future. The result? A city that feels like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, with bold buildings that push the boundaries of what's possible. We're talking buildings like the cube houses, tilted and stacked on top of each other, or the Markthal, a giant arch filled with apartments and a vibrant food market. If you're into architecture, design, or just seeing something completely different, Rotterdam needs to be on your list. But don't let the modern exterior fool you. Rotterdam has a heart of gold. The people here are down to earth, the food scene is incredible, and there's a real sense of community that you don't always find in big cities. Now I know what you're thinking. Concrete jungle, right? Wrong. Rotterdam has surprisingly green spaces tucked away amidst the skyscrapers. Check out the Euromast, climb to the top, and get a panoramic view of the city and the harbor. And speaking of the harbor, Rotterdam has one of the largest ports in the world. Take a harbor cruise and witness the sheer scale of it all. These massive cargo ships coming and going. It's a sight to behold, trust me. Don't miss out on the Delfshaven district, a little pocket of old Rotterdam that survived the bombings. It's like stepping back in time, with historic houses, canals, and a charming harbor. It's the perfect place to grab a bite to eat or just wander around and soak up the atmosphere. Look, Rotterdam is a city that will surprise you. It's a city that's constantly evolving, always pushing the boundaries. So if you're looking for an experience that's both stimulating and inspiring, Rotterdam is calling your name. Alright guys, we're moving on from the cool vibes of Rotterdam to The Hague, a city that's literally dripping in history and international importance. You know, like when your friend goes from being a total goofball to suddenly dropping some serious knowledge bombs. Yeah, that's The Hague. This place is like the legal superhero of the world, home to the International Court of Justice and the International Criminal Court. It's heavy stuff, dealing with war crimes and bringing justice to those who need it most. But don't think for a second that it's all serious business here. The Hague also has this elegant, sophisticated side. Think beautiful palaces, stunning gardens, and a vibe that just screams, I'm classy. It's the kind of place where you can wander through museums, soak in the culture, and maybe even grab a coffee with a diplomat or two. So, if you're looking for a city that's both intellectually stimulating and visually stunning, The Hague is calling your name. Now, let's not forget about the fun stuff. The Hague has a beach. Yeah, you heard that right. Scheveningen is the place to be when the sun comes out, with its sandy shores, beach bars, and that fresh sea air. It's the perfect escape from the city buzz, even if it's just for an afternoon. And speaking of escapes, Madurodam is like stepping into a miniature wonderland. It's a park filled with tiny, incredibly detailed replicas of famous Dutch landmarks. We're talking windmills, canals, the whole shebang, but shrunk down to a size that'll make you feel like a giant. It's super cool. But hey, maybe you're an art buff. Well, The Hague has you covered there too. The Mauritshuis Museum is home to some absolute masterpieces, including Vermeer's iconic Girl with a Pearl Earring. Trust me, seeing that painting in person is an experience you won't forget. So, whether you're a history buff, a beach bum, or an art enthusiast, The Hague has something for everyone. It's a city that effortlessly blends its serious side with its playful nature, creating an atmosphere that's both captivating and inspiring. Alright guys, buckle up because we're heading to Utrecht, a city that's basically the definition of charming. Imagine a place where ancient canals weave through a bustling city center, where medieval architecture stands tall alongside modern masterpieces, and where the energy is just buzzing with life. That's Utrecht in a nutshell. This place is old school, like way old school. We're talking Roman roots and a history that dates back over 1,000 years, but don't let that fool you into thinking it's stuck in the past. Utrecht is a vibrant hub of culture, innovation, and just plain cool vibes. One of the first things you'll notice about Utrecht is the Dom Tower, this towering Gothic masterpiece that seems to watch over the entire city. Climbing to the top is like a rite of passage, offering insane panoramic views that'll make you feel like you're on top of the world. But the real magic of Utrecht lies in its canals. Unlike Amsterdam's canals, which are lined with houses, Utrecht's canals are bordered by wharfs and cellars, creating a unique and picturesque atmosphere. Imagine sipping coffee on a terrace right on the water's edge, watching the boats glide by. Yeah, it's that chill. Let's talk about what makes Utrecht special. Its youthful energy. This city is teeming with students, artists, and entrepreneurs. You can stumble upon a hidden courtyard with a live band, discover a quirky boutique, or grab a bite at a trendy food market. From Michelin-starred restaurants to cozy cafes, Utrecht's culinary scene is off the charts. The city is incredibly bike-friendly, with dedicated bike paths. Rent a bike and explore the charming streets. Utrecht blends its rich history with a modern outlook, creating a unique and unforgettable experience. Alright guys, get ready for a change of pace because we're heading south to Maastricht, a city that feels like it belongs in a fairy tale. Imagine cobblestone streets lined with charming cafes, historic buildings whispering tales of centuries past. This place is like the Netherlands' sophisticated older brother, with a distinctly European flair. Maybe it's the influence of its neighbors, Belgium and Germany, but Maastricht has a certain je ne sais quoi. One of the first things you'll notice is its stunning architecture. From Romanesque churches to Gothic townhouses, this city is an architectural wonderland. Vrijthof Square is a bustling hub, perfect for grabbing a coffee and soaking in the vibrant atmosphere. Maastricht's unique charm lies in its underground network of caves. Beneath the city's streets is a labyrinth of tunnels and caves, remnants of centuries of quarrying. Take a guided tour to explore this hidden world and its history. Just outside the city, the ruins of Lichtenberg Castle offer stunning views. Maastricht is also known for its culinary scene with a range of restaurants. Try zoervleis, a local stew, and vlaai, a delicious fruit tart. Maastricht blends history, culture, and gastronomy into an unforgettable experience. Alright guys, buckle up because I'm about to take you somewhere truly special. Ever heard of a place called Giethoorn? Probably not. It's this tiny village tucked away in the Netherlands, and it's straight out of a fairy tale. Canals instead of roads, little wooden bridges, and the cutest thatched roof houses. No cars, just boats gliding along the water. Rent one yourself and get lost in the tranquility. You'll feel like you've stepped back in time, perfect for anyone needing a break from the hustle and bustle. This place is the antidote to all of that. Let's be real for a second. Giethoorn isn't a place you go for crazy nightlife or adrenaline-pumping activities. It's about embracing the slow pace of life, and honestly, we could all use a bit of that sometimes. You can spend your days strolling through the village, stopping at cozy cafes for coffee and stroop waffles. Trust me, those are a must-try. Speaking of food, Giethoorn has some fantastic restaurants too, many with stunning views of the canals. Imagine having dinner with your significant other as the sun sets over the water. Romantic, right? I told you this place was straight out of a fairy tale. One thing I loved about Giethoorn was the sense of community. It's a small village, so you really get a chance to interact with the locals, who are incredibly friendly and welcoming. They're proud of their unique home, and they love sharing it with visitors. So, if you're looking for an off-the-beaten-path destination that will stay with you long after you've left, Giethoorn is it. It's a place to escape the ordinary, find your inner peace, and maybe even fall in love with the simplicity of life all over again. Okay, let's talk Haarlem. Now I know what you're thinking. Haarlem? Never heard of it. And that's fair. It's often overshadowed by its big sister, Amsterdam. But trust me, Haarlem is a hidden gem that deserves a spot on your Netherlands itinerary. It's just a quick train ride from Amsterdam, like 15 minutes tops, and it feels like a whole different world. Haarlem has this cool blend of history and modern energy but seriously captivating. Think cobblestone streets lined with centuries-old buildings, but also trendy boutiques, art galleries, and some of the best coffee shops in the country. One of the first things you'll notice about Haarlem is its incredible architecture. We're talking stunning churches, like the Grote Kerk, which dates back to the 15th century. Seriously, the detail in these buildings is mind-blowing. You can spend hours just wandering around soaking it all in. But Haarlem isn't stuck in the past. It has a youthful, vibrant energy that's impossible to ignore. The streets are always buzzing with people. There's always something going on, and the food scene is out of this world. Let's talk about food, because Haarlem is a foodie's paradise. From traditional Dutch fare to international cuisine, there's something to satisfy every craving. Make sure to try the Genever, a local gin that's been made in Haarlem for centuries. One of my favorite things about Haarlem is its thriving art scene. This city is home to the Taylor's Museum, the oldest museum in the Netherlands, and the Frans Hals Museum, which houses an impressive collection of Dutch masters. Even if you're not a huge art buff, I guarantee you'll be impressed. And speaking of art, Haarlem has a ton of independent boutiques and shops where you can find unique souvenirs, vintage clothing, and handcrafted goods. It's the perfect place to find one-of-a-kind treasures you won't find anywhere else. Listen, I could go on and on about Haarlem, but you have to experience it for yourself. It's a city that surprises you at every turn, with its hidden courtyards, charming canals, and vibrant street life. So, do yourself a favor and add Haarlem to your Netherlands trip. You won't regret it. Alright guys, let's switch gears and head north to a city that's often overlooked, but seriously deserves your attention. Groningen. Now Groningen is known for its large student population, which means two things. It's incredibly lively, and there's always something going on, and it's super affordable. Seriously, if you're on a budget, Groningen is your new best friend. Think cheap eats, cheap drinks, and a ton of free things to do. But don't let the affordability fool you. Groningen doesn't skimp on the good stuff. One of the first things you'll notice about Groningen is its unique blend of historic charm and modern architecture. You've got the iconic Martini Tower, which offers stunning views of the city, right alongside sleek, contemporary buildings. It's a cool contrast that gives Groningen a really unique vibe. And speaking of vibes, Groningen has this infectious energy that's impossible to resist. Groningen is a city that embraces the simple things in life. Good food, good company, and good times. And let's be real, what more could you ask for? Plus, Groningen is incredibly bike-friendly, which is awesome because it means you can explore the city at your own pace and soak up the atmosphere. Make sure to check out the Groninger Museum, which is this crazy futuristic building designed by Alessandro Mendini. It's like walking into a work of art. Inside you'll find a diverse collection of modern and contemporary art, so there's something for everyone. And when you're ready to refuel, Groningen has you covered. The city is packed with cozy cafes, hip restaurants, and lively bars. Don't forget to try the local beer, Groninger Pilsener. Trust me, it's a good one. Look, Groningen might not be the first city that comes to mind when you think of the Netherlands, but it should be. It's a city that will surprise you with its charm, its energy, and its affordability. So skip the tourist traps and head to Groningen for an authentic Dutch experience you won't forget. Yo, what's up everybody? Radomir here, and we're still cruising through the Netherlands. This place is blowing my mind, you know. This time, we're hitting up Delft, and let me tell you, This place is like stepping into a Vermeer painting. Canals, cobblestone streets, those classic Dutch houses. It's the real deal. Forget your Instagram filters. Delft's beauty is the kind that goes beyond the screen. It's all about feeling that old world charm, you know? Walking the same streets as Vermeer did, picturing those iconic blue and white pottery pieces being made right here. It's living, breathing history, and you can feel it in the air. And that's what I love about Delft, man. It's not just a pretty face, it's got this chill vibe, perfect for getting lost in the moment. You can wander for hours, discovering hidden courtyards, antique shops bursting with stories, and cafes that feel like they've been there for centuries. So, who's Delft for? Anyone who wants more than just a quick snapshot. It's for those who want to soak in the atmosphere, explore at their own pace, and discover the soul of a city that's both historic and alive. Trust me, Delft will steal your heart. Now, I know what you're thinking. Delft, isn't that the blue pottery place? Yeah, it's famous for that, and for good reason. You can't come here without checking out the Royal Delft factory, where they've been hand-painting those iconic pieces for centuries. But Delft is so much more than just pottery. It's got this young, vibrant energy thanks to its university. Think cool student bars, experimental art spaces, and a buzz that keeps the city feeling fresh. And don't even get me started on the food scene. From traditional Dutch pancakes to Michelin-starred restaurants, Delft's got something for every palate. Trust me, you won't go hungry here. And if you're lucky enough to be there on market day, get ready for a sensory overload. Fresh produce, local cheeses, flowers bursting with color. It's a feast for the senses. Delft is a city that surprises you. You come for the canals and the pottery, but you leave with a newfound appreciation for its art, its energy, and its ability to seamlessly blend the old with the new. It's a city that stays with you long after you've said tot ziens. Alright guys, we're switching gears and heading south to Eindhoven. Now this city is a different beast altogether. Forget quaint canals and cobblestone streets. Eindhoven is all about cutting-edge design, technology, and a futuristic vibe that'll make your head spin. This is where the future is being built, people. Eindhoven is like the Silicon Valley of the Netherlands, home to Philips and a hub for innovative startups. It's buzzing with creativity, and you can feel the energy as soon as you arrive. But don't think for a second that Eindhoven is all work and no play. This city knows how to party. From underground techno clubs to sleek rooftop bars, Eindhoven's nightlife is where it's at. And the best part? The people here are some of the friendliest and most welcoming you'll ever meet. They're passionate about their city and eager to share its hidden gems with you. Now, let's talk design, because Eindhoven is overflowing with it. The design district is a must-see, with its quirky shops, independent boutiques, and mind-blowing architecture. And speaking of architecture, don't miss the Van Abbe Museum. This place is a modern art lover's paradise, with a collection that'll challenge your perceptions and leave you inspired. And if you're into something a little more hands-on, check out the DAF Museum. It's a celebration of Dutch engineering, with vintage cars, trucks, and even military vehicles. Trust me, even if you're not a car enthusiast, you'll be impressed. But what really makes Eindhoven special is its ability to constantly reinvent itself. It's a city that embraces change, pushes boundaries, and isn't afraid to experiment. So, if you're looking for a destination that's both cutting edge and down to earth, Eindhoven is calling your name. As we wrap up our journey through the Netherlands, we hope you enjoyed discovering these amazing places. From the canals of Amsterdam to the futuristic streets of Eindhoven. This country has blown me away with its diversity, its beauty, and its incredible people. We've explored historic cities, soaked up breathtaking landscapes, and tasted some seriously delicious food. I've fallen in love with the Netherlands, and I know you will too. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more exciting travel content. Until next time, keep exploring, keep creating, and keep the adventure alive. Tot ziens, Netherlands.